What's up, guys? Welcome back to JE Music, and today we're going to be going over my top 20 albums of all time. Yeah, that's right. This list is, of course, always going to change. I might have to redo this because, I'm always listening to new music, always discovering new artists. So this is just of today's date, this year, this month, 2022, so we're just going to go over my favorite songs favorite albums, and yeah, we're going to go from bottom to top, because of course there's no worst to best, because they're all my favorite albums, and I'm not going to be rating them because they're all 10 out of 10 albums. That's why they're in my top 20. Alright, so at 20th place we have the Dr. Dog album, Passed Away Volume 1. This album is from 2008, and it's got 10 songs on it. This album, I mainly figured this out because of the video part. I watched this scooter rider because I'm into scooters, and I had the song Going Home in it, and I kind of used that a lot in videos, and then I never released those videos. I used it, but if you see my videos, you'll know once I play it. And then I listened to the whole album later on, because I was getting into Dr. Dog's discography, and this is my favorite album from him. It's really the only album I love from him, because all his other albums kind of just sound like a copy of this album. He does have albums which came out before this, but this is the best Dr. Dog album. And to me, this artist just sounds like a better version of the Beatles, and I'm gonna get so much shit for that. I don't like the Beatles that much. They have a few songs, but honestly, I think they're overrated. I mean, I wasn't there for the time, maybe I just had to be there to experience it, but I wasn't there, so I don't really care. They've got a few good songs, but honestly, their songs all sound the same to me, and they just piss me off because everything just sounds so much similar. So they just sound like a better version of the Beatles because of the type of music they use. It sounds similar to the Beatles, but this is more creative. I don't know. Some of my favorite songs from the album are Going Home, The Man Who Is Wrong, I'm Standing in Light, A Long Time Ago, Oh Me, Oh My, pretty much a lot of songs, but give me a bit of a sample, they don't sound like the Beatles that much, but it's weird. It just has that old. It sounds like it came from the same time period as the Beatles, but they're just better. I just love this album as well. That's not the only reason I like it, because it's better than the Beatles. I just like it in general, and it's my 20th favorite album, and I just love it. I think Dr. Dog's a really underrated artist. Let's just see how much monthly listeners this guy's got. 3 million, that's quite a bit, but not, super famous, but his most famous song, which is probably the reason he has this much monthly listeners, is Where'd All the Time Go? People always share this on their Instagram stories. It's where'd all the time go? It started to fly. You probably heard it somewhere, but that's probably the main song that kind of isn't that popular for, but they haven't made an album for a while. That album's in 2010. Anyway, we're going to go into my 19th album. My 19th favorite album of all time, and that is Alice by the Meat Bodies. I don't know why I looked up. I just completely had a blank there, but Alice by the Meat Bodies. This album came out in 2017, and I also discovered this album for a video part, skate video part, and I also heard it in a scooter video part, so that was cool. But I mainly heard it from the song Fools Fold Their Hands, which is my favorite song from this album, but I also do love the song The Burning Fields, Alice, and Kings. I pretty much love all the songs, but they're my number 3 favorites. But yeah, this has 11 songs on it, and it's a great little song. I would really recommend listening to it. It's kind of like a late 2010s kind of rock, kind of like a chill rock kind of album. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna play songs from the album as I'm speaking, so I should probably stop doing this in the editing progress. But yeah, guys. So yeah, and then at number 18 we have the album Weezer by Weezer. And you're probably going to shit on me. Oh, bro, he has a Weezer in his top 20 albums. He has a Weezer album. Shut up, dude. Shut up. I don't love Weezer, but I think this album is a work of art. I love Weezer, especially this album, because I feel like the reason they got shit is because when they made this album, everything after this album just sounded like this album, like their green, what do you call it? The green album. I don't know, everything else just sounds like a copy of this. And I'm pretty sure this is the first. Sorry, I got cut off there. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, all their albums after this kind of sounded similar to this album. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Weezer, but I am the biggest fan of Weezer 1994. I love this fucking album, guys. That's all I really have to say about this album, guys. Alright, at my number 17th favorite album, we have Current Joy's album, Wild Heart, from 2013. I just love the way this album sounds. Some of my favorite tracks from it are probably My Blood, New Fresh, Blondie, New York City. Yeah, I don't know. This is a kind of underrated album by an underrated artist, in my opinion. I mean, I keep saying underrated. This guy has 4 million monthly listeners, but still not a super, like, major popular artist. And his most popular song, Blondie, which is from this album, is his number one song on Spotify. So yeah, it's a great album. I just love this kind of genre of album. I love the way this flows together. People make fun of Current Joy's because all their songs kind of sound the same, but on me it takes me on a musical journey personally, and I listen to this it very, it resonates with me. I listened to this at a time period in my life where this was just a great album, and I like using it in videos, and I don't know, this song this is what I needed when this album just appeared when I needed it, to say it the shortest. Alright, yeah, and then at number, if it looks like I'm, reading off a script, I'm not. I have my, my list up here, so it's just easy to, look at certain things and find facts, but yeah, at number 16, we have Pray for Party Dozen by The Party Dozen, or just Party Dozen. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, great album. I just love a lot of the songs on this album. My favorites are probably Shit-Faced, The Great Ape, what else? Auto Loser, Dead Friends. I don't know, I just love this album. It's mainly like an instrumental kind of album. But it's still just a really great album either way. I love the fucking heaviness, and my favorite song is The Great Ape. I just love the way that slaps, that bangs in. It's just a great little album. It's also really short, so you don't get super bored with it, but it's just 10 songs again, what a coincidence. But yeah, I don't know, I just really love that album. And then at number 15, we have Billy Joel, Strangers. Here on Spotify, they have the Legacy edition, which I've been listening to, and that's got it's just a really cool really cool album. Favorites, probably The Strangers, Vienna, and Only the Good Die Young are my 3 favorites in this, but it's got 12 songs and they're all great songs. It's a really great album from Billy Joel. It came out in 1977, so it's a really great album, which I still think holds up today, mixing wise, and just as an album in general, it still holds up today. So yeah. Oh my god, dude, my phone keeps falling off the scene, but yeah. And that is that number. Alright, and then at number 14, we have Pablo Honey by Radiohead. And you're probably thinking, why is Pablo Honey in your top 20? It's because I like the album, guys. And I'm going to go over my favorite songs right now. Probably You, Creep, Anyone Can Play Guitar, maybe Blowout are my 3 kind of favorites for this. Pablo Honey, I used to hate Radiohead because I used to think their songs were really a bit too melodramatic for me, a bit too slow, but then I kind of started getting into that music, and then I realized, just because music's slow doesn't mean it's bad. And I really like their music, and I really like this album. It's not the best Radiohead album, but it's one of my favorite albums. So yeah, probably the second best Radiohead at this point in my life that I'm thinking. But yeah, I just really, really enjoy that album, and yeah. And then we have Blink-182's album, Blink-182, 2006. Great album. Oh, my favorite songs. My favorite song of all time, or what? Sorry, one of my favorite songs of all time. "I Miss You" is also on this album, and it's got a bunch of my other favorite ones on here, like "Obvious," "Feeling This," "Down." Oh, just a bunch of hits which I really like. And it's just the best Blink-182 album and one of my favorite albums. It's a classic. I also used to not like Blink-182 much because it just like defined that like 2000s generation thing that like kind of "I'm so sorry" like was kind of cringe, like all that stuff. But then I'm like, no, it's not. It's actually really cool. And that's my number 13. And then if you asked me a few days ago, that wouldn't have been my favorite Blink-182 album until I re-listened to it last night. And then what number are we at now? So guys. At number 12, we have Julie Cruz's album, Julie Cruz, "Floating into the Night." Great album from 1989. A lot of these songs are actually used in Twin Peaks, which I love. I love that. And originally I was just going to get the Twin Peaks soundtrack and put it on here, but I think there's other artists on there, and I just don't really want to get a TV show soundtrack in my ranking. I don't know why, but yeah, some of my favorites are probably "Into the Night," "I Float Alone," "I Remember," "Falling." Just all of them are really good. It's just a great album, and I love this voice. She has such an amazing voice, such an amazing artist and singer, and I love the way her music sounds. It just puts you with this calm feeling. It makes you. I love my number one favorite thing to do is listen to this album, go for a night, like go out and ride in the middle of the night, ride the skate park, learn new tricks, and just ride around the streets and just in the middle of the summer feel that air come in and just listen to this. It's just like ear pleasing is the way to describe this album. It was just, I used to listen to this in the lockdown and just ride around, and it was just so relaxing. It's just a relaxing album, but it's also really emotional, and it makes you cry sometimes. It depends on the setting of the song, but yeah, just such a great album. And then at number 11, we have Radiohead, "OK Computer." Yeah, fuck you. I have another Radiohead album in my top 20 albums. I like this album so much, and yeah, I just love OK Computer so much, guys. Favorite songs, probably "Karma Police," "Paranoid Android." What else? "No Surprises," "The Tourist." Exit music for a film is fucking epic. One of the underrated kind of tracks. Well, not underrated, but for this album, it's pretty underrated. And yeah, this came out in 1997, and I think it's clearly that most well-known and most well-liked album. Everybody has this in the top 100 albums. If you're a die-hard music fan, even if you don't want it to be there, I swear a lot of people would have this here. Not saying you have to, but I swear of all those YouTube rankings, this is in there somewhere in their top albums. It's just such a great album. I love the way it flows, and it's kind of similar but different from Pablo Honey and a bunch of the other stuff. But I just love the album, and yeah, I would have said it was overrated, but a year ago. But now I've just discovered that I really like the album, and I don't care at all. Okay, next we have at number 10, I believe, we have "Everybody Else Is Doing It, So Why Can't We" by the Cranberries. Oh, I love this album. I love the song "Linger," "Sunday," "Pretty," "Waltzing Back." The only song I fucking hate on this album is "Zombie," alright? You're probably thinking, an album up this high with one song you hate? It's one song, and I don't hate the song, it's not a terrible song, it's just, this song pisses me off because I've heard it too many times before in my life, and I had to play it one time for this Year 7 chick on drums, so I was just listening to this like way too much, and it's like their most famous song. But yes, "Sunday" and "Lingering Dreams" are just awesome songs, and this is an awesome album. When I listen to this, I just hit that song, so it doesn't affect me. And at number 9, we have an album which you're probably going to be surprised is actually on this at all. We have "I Might Be Wrong," the live album from 2001. And you're probably thinking, why is this your favorite Radiohead song? What the fuck? I don't care. I love this album, and some of my favorites from it are "True Love Waits," the live version, Morning Bell, live version of course. Dollar and Cents, the national anthem, the live version. So many of these songs are awesome. There's only 8 songs of this album, by the way, guys, and they're all live. And they're all like 4 or 5 minutes long. One of them isn't 7 minutes long, and they don't feel like that at all. I just love this, like the simpleness of this album. It's not overly crazy, but I don't know, something about the live versions of their songs just amaze me. I don't know what it is, but some artists, when they're live, I think to me they seem worse because there's not mixing, but with them it's like, oh, you can just see the naturalness within Tom York's voice and just everything around it. And I just love those ones where they kind of get a big popular song with heaps of things and they just simple it down to just guitar and singing. It just, I don't know, I'm a drummer, so you wouldn't expect me to say that, but it just, for me, I love the album and it's my favourite Radiohead album at this time. Kid A used to be I used to like Kid A more, but you know, opinions change here and there, so that's that. At number 8, we have Eat to the Best by Blondie. I love Blondie, and this is my favourite album from Blondie, and you will not believe this came out in 1979. This is such a fucking 80s album. Did this album create the 80s? Did it? Because I swear it fucking did. This album sounds like it came out in 89 or 88. 85 actually. It sounds like an 85 album. Anyway, I don't know why I'm complaining about this shit, but yeah, man. 1979, I was not expecting that. Like, you know, they were popular in the 80s, but I didn't know they were in the 70s, that they were a thing in the 70s, but it's their best album, and my favourite song from here is Union City Blue. Honestly, one of my favourite songs in general. And Slow Motion, Dreaming is a fucking banger, Eat to the Beast. There is so much just amazing songs on this album, and I love Blondie, I love the singer, you know, I love the band, and, you know, it's one of those 80s bands that just still holds up today, in my opinion, and it's just one of the greatest albums, and I would say underrated, but it's not, it's just maybe underlooked, I would say. And then at number 7 we have So Tonight I Might See by Mazzy Star. And this album, oh my god. This album is awesome, guys. It came out in 1993, it's got 10 songs, and some of the best songs on here are probably Blue Light, Fade Into You, Marry of Silence, Wasted, it's a 6 song. Yeah, it's just a fucking, I don't know what it is with all my albums having 10 songs, and my favourite album having 10 songs, so that's absolute coincidence, but it's just a sick album, and it kind of reminds me of a Mazzy. She sounds a lot like Mazzy Star, but more like a little different. It's weird, it's kind of like similar to Mazzy Star, but not exactly, not a copycat of Mazzy Star. So I love that album, and yeah, dude. Yeah. At number 6, I know I'm trying to avoid having soundtracks on this list, but I couldn't get this one out of my list. It's the Virgin Suicides original motion picture score, and this was created by Air. There is one track which has got Gordon Traxon. I think this is one of the singers for Air or something. I don't know, but this album is amazing. Well, this soundtrack is amazing, but it's to me it's like an album because, you know, these songs are in the movie, but this was created for the movie, and it's only a single artist. It's just Air. Air created the entire soundtrack, so it's kind of like you're going on a journey when you listen to these 13 songs. And I just love the movie as well, and I love the soundtrack, and they work together so well. And this is one of the only movie soundtracks where you can kind of just, well, not one of the only, but one of the movie soundtracks where you can just kind of jam to it, and it's not like listening to just straight up orchestral music. It's just like, well, you know what I mean, like a score. It's like, it's songs, it's proper songs, and it's got that really like nice late 90s, 2000s kind of, not popular feel, but it's got that, it feels like a 70s album that was made in the 90s, well, the late 90s, because this movie came out in 99, the soundtrack came out in 2000, I assume it was released on CD or vinyl after the movie came out. So that's just, it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing album. So if I keep looking up, guys, just want to put all my facts, so I'm just looking if I've got anything else to say, because, you know, my videos aren't scripted, but I have notes to help me out. Alright, and then at what number are we at, guys? At number 5, sorry if I messed the numbers up before, I might have messed them up, but at number 5, we have Surfer Rosa by the Pixies. This used to not be my favorite Pixies album, but now it is. I forgot the name of the other one that used to be my favorite. It was like the one with like the animal on the front of it. I don't know. That's kind of bad that I don't remember. But yeah, this just has some hits, and I love the remastered version on Spotify. It's got the "Where Is My Mind," of course. That's probably my favorite Pixies song. Cigarettes, Vamos. It's got Time Machine. It's just Brick is Red. I just love this whole album. Came out in 1988. Feels like a 90s album to me for some reason, but overall, I love this album. I love the Pixies. I don't have too much to say about this album, but the cover's pretty damn epic. YouTube, please don't ban this video for that. But yeah, it's just a great album, and yeah, a lot of people don't say it's their best album, but I reckon it is. Alright, and then at number, I believe, 4 or 3, hold up. At number 4, we have Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. And you're probably like, oh, well, of course this is up here. Everybody likes this album. Originally, this wouldn't be that high up. And even the other day, I was chatting to my cousin. I was like, oh, it's not as good as I remember. This is my favorite album of all time. And then I kind of went, oh, but there's so many banging tracks in this. Fuck it, it's my 4th favorite album of all time. It's one of the greatest albums of all time. I literally got this on vinyl. Hold on. I literally have it on vinyl, guys. This is my Pop's vinyl. Rest in peace. That was a cool thing I found in his old record collection, and it's just such an amazing album, especially to go through. My favorites in this album, probably Breathe in the Air, Time, The Great Gig in the Sky, Brain Damage. The Great Gig in the Sky and Brain Damage are probably some of my most favorite songs of all time. And it's just the best Pink Floyd album. I really only listened to that album and the other, what was it, The Wall or something? And that was honestly not as good as that album, but I still liked it. And then at number 3, we have The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from... I forget the full name for this. I just call it The Rise and the Fall of Ziggy Stardust. And the Spiders from something. It's probably bad that I don't know their full name, but whatever, guys, whatever. Let's just get this open real quick. It's just a great fucking album, and I have this on CD. I got it from my dad, but I also really wanted it as well, so we kind of, I guess, share it. But some of my favorites from this is Star, Hang On Yourself, Ziggy Stardust, 5 Years, Moonage Daydream. Yeah, but I just love David Bowie as an artist. He's an amazing artist. This album is an amazing album which still holds up today. I would love to get this on vinyl. Be amazing. And Ziggy Stardust is probably my favorite persona of all the characters he's played, and this album is the best David Bowie album, the best thing ever. He has so much really good albums, pretty much all of his albums in my top 100 albums, top 50 even, but this is his best, which made it into the top 20, and it's just so fucking amazing. It still holds up, and David Bowie is one of my favorite artists. And then at number 2, and this always moves from 2 to 1, but I think it's going to be in 2 from now on, is Rage Against the Machine by Rage Against the Machine. And in my opinion, it is the best and fucking greatest, one of the greatest albums of all time. It's probably the greatest rock slash rap slash heavy metal, whatever the fuck you want to call it, album of all time. I've got it on CD, and I've got the version with all the bonus and live tracks and every fucking thing like that. And yeah, it's a great album from 1992. It's got 25 songs. These fucking long songs which feel short, choppy. They're so fun to play. I can play nearly all these songs from this album on drums. I love the fucking way they flow together. I love the political message this album was trying to get across. I love everything about the artist, the drama, the way the sound is like. If you took out one instrument from Rage, it would ruin the whole band. You can't remove anything from this band. It's like every band, but with this, remove the bass, you're fucked. Remove the drums, you're fucked. Remove the vocalist, you're fucked. It's just a fucking great album. And they've made other good albums, but to be completely honest, I don't think they've made anything as good ever since. Evil Empire was pretty cool. The Battle of Los Angeles was okay, but Renegades, what else did they make? Just Renegades was bad, man. I don't know, but yeah, and I just realized, look at this, they've got a new live album which came out this year. What the fuck? Live and rare. Cool, I might have to check that one out. I wonder if this is new, but they broke up and all that because the vocalist wanted to be insane. But yeah, that album is just one of my most favorite albums of all time, and it's just so fucking awesome. And then my number one album, can you guess what it is in the description below before I say it? Or can you not? Because it is Piano Man by Billy Joel. You're probably like, what? Billy Joel? Really? Me, Billy Joel? Do I look like someone who listens to Billy Joel? No, I look like someone who listens to Yeet or Playboy Cardi. I do. Sadly, I do. But, what the fuck up? Yeah, anyway. Piano Man, Jude gave me this on vinyl. Well, his dad found it. Shout out Uncle Shane. Shout out Jude. This album is fucking awesome. I've also got it on CD. I've got it on vinyl. If I found this on cassette tape, I'd feel like a complete man. But yeah, I the other day when he gave this to me, he was like, "This is your favorite album, right?" I'm like, "It is. It fucking is." How did I not remember this? This is like my favorite album, and I'd keep going between this and Rage Against the Machine by Rage Against the Machine, but I'm like, oh man, like this, I don't know, I just think this is better. This came out in 1973, and obviously the best track on this is Piano Man. It's my favorite song of all time, but there's so much other bangers on here. I used to like this album just because of a few tracks, but it's got like Travel and Prayer, Worst to Come to Worst. What else? Let's just go and get the normal edition. I don't want the Legacy edition because that's just fucking stacked up. Maybe I'll get it. It's got You're My Home. Sorry I got cut off there, guys. It's got Ballad by Billy, Boy. I can't even say this name. The Ballad of Billy the Kid. Yep. And Worst Comes to Worst. This album is just fucking sick. And I used to think, Billy Joel was a country man. Don't like him. Dude, he's one of the greatest artists of all time. 2 of his albums are my top 20 albums of all time. So this is just, oh my god, guys, he's such a great artist and it's such a great album. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'm going to do a top 10 or maybe even top 20 songs. I think I'm just going to do a top 10 songs video soon. And I'm going to do some other album reviews, rankings and all that, get into some other artists. Maybe do some more into Warner Bryan. We'll get into all of that, and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these type of videos, like the video if you enjoyed this video, and peace out.